One of my favorite topics ever is how to get your kids to eat vegetables. Now, I'll admit that I take particular pride in the fact that it's one of my success stories because, well, not all of them and not all of the time, but in general, I've raised 4 kids who tend to eat healthy, and they do eat broccoli and green things and salad and all that stuff that other moms say to me, how the heck can I get my kids off of chips and onto veggies and dips? So today I'm going to give you all of my success strategies and hopefully empower you with some tools that you can use with your family to get your kids to eat a little bit healthier. One of my first tips, and this is the one that gets the eyebrows raised more often than not, is I say you should starve your children. Yep, you heard me. Make sure your kids are starving before you try to feed them vegetables. Now, I just gave my son a chocolate brownie, and if I tried to give him some sauteed broccoli after he just ate a huge chocolate brownie,
No, Mama.
I mean, think about it for yourself, right? If you're full of potato chips, you're really not going to be in the mood for a salad after. So you're not going to really starve your children, but try to make sure that they're as hungry as possible before they sit down to a meal. That may mean not giving them snacks after a certain hour. So when my kids were young, it was a 4 o'clock cutoff, no snacks after 4 o'clock. And now we try not to have any food around, let's say a couple hours before dinner time. Basically, if healthy foods are the most accessible and their tummies are famished, they'll be more likely to eat what you're offering. And by the way, it isn't about just getting them to eat the vegetables. You gotta make them taste good. So at some point, you're not gonna have to do that anymore because they're gonna wanna eat the sauteed broccoli, just like I love to snack on sauteed broccoli. It will just become a habit. So my second tip for you is if you're gonna try to get them to eat it, make sure it tastes good. We're just gonna do a nice, very generous drizzle because we want to get this really flavored up. A great salad dressing elevates just some plain basic greens into an extraordinary explosion in your mouth. So much of the time we just steam the broccoli and plop it on the plate and we think our kids are going to want to eat it. So really spend the time and make sure that if you're getting them to eat vegetables or any other new healthy thing, that you really make it taste good. My third tip for you is to educate and model healthy eating. So it's one thing to tell my kids that they need to choose this or that. So if I eat, French fries with my dinner and I tell them that they shouldn't be eating French fries, well, I mean, obviously that's not gonna work. So before you even think about trying to get your kids to eat healthy, you may just wanna think about what your choices are and remember that what you model is more of what they become than what you teach. When you were little, and I've told this story a couple times without you on some podcasts, but when you were little, I was kind of trying hard at one point to try to get you to eat your vegetables. And then I kind of stopped. You must have been like 3 years old. And then I stopped and I decided I'm not gonna make you eat something. So we had this kind of custom, and actually we still sort of do it today, is before all the hot food comes out, I serve salad. So every night dinner went like this. You'd be sitting at the table. It was actually just you at the time. Maybe Eitan, your younger brother, was little. And I'd bring out my salad and I would eat my salad and I'd say, Ben, would you like a bite of salad? And you would say,
nope.
Nope. And we did this every night for like a year or two. And I'm not exaggerating. I literally would have my salad in front of the kids every night for a year or two. Until one day I said, Ben, would you like some salad? And you said, okay. And I'm like, what? He's like, sure, I'll try some. I'm like, you will? I was like, oh, that thing that I was doing without realizing I was doing it, which is modeling the behavior that I wanted my kids to adopt, even though I didn't know that I was doing that, which is the best way. And I was like, oh my gosh, model behavior. Don't tell them what to do, just show them how you do it and make it yummy. Like, it has to be good. So, yay. And now you eat salad.
Yay. And now I eat salad.
All right, now my next tip is about getting sneaky on them. Depending on their age, it works some of the time. But there are loads of creative ways to sneak vegetables in. I love to sneak things like sauteed mushrooms, or if your kids are sensitive about seeing them, you could even saute something white like turnips or cauliflower or zucchini without the peel and really shred it fine and get it into your omelets or in your quiches. I love to make meatballs and shred in some carrots and some spinach, and once it's all in there with the beef in the sauce, they don't even know it's there. I sneak vegetables into marinara sauces. I sneak them into pies. I sneak them into baked goods like zucchini breads and almond muffins, and so many ways in which you can get your kids to eat them without them knowing, and at least they're getting the nutrition. Now, another kind of sneaky thing, and I don't love to do this as a parent, which is bribe them. But I like to think of it more like a reward than a bribe. So you could always say, all right, kids, if you eat your chicken and broccoli, I don't know why I keep talking about broccoli, but that's like a thing, because forever my kids wouldn't eat it. If you eat your chicken and broccoli, you can have a brownie for dessert, right? If you try the salad, there's gonna be this reward at the end. And at least they associate, well, if I do this thing, then I get that thing. And I just feel like it works. But again, better as heck tastes good. Another thing, if you're trying to clean up your home, is don't leave the garbage hanging around at eye's reach. Like if there's a pantry right in front of your kids and they can open it and they see sugared cereals, Entenmann's donuts, like why would they not choose anything but that? I mean, think about it for yourself. If you're going on a diet, what's the first thing you do? You probably move the temptation away from eye level. You may not throw the chocolate and the chips away, but you might want to put it on a higher shelf so that you don't see it every single day. Because I don't know about you, but if I see potato chips, I eat potato chips. My final thing I want to say is that you should not stress about the things that you can't control. Every once in a while, or maybe even more often than not, your kids are going to be eating unhealthy things. And all we can do as parents is try to enforce the healthiest possible lifestyle, the best possible behavior. And like, I have so many friends, and by the way, I was once that person that was so hard on myself if I wasn't getting it right. Give yourself a break and be okay with what you're doing. Educate yourself every day. And as parents, we just do the best we can, and we hope for the best outcome.